All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final weekend of MALT. It has been a very long and tiring journey for the players that have been involved in this very exhilarating showcase of some fine 7-key action. We've narrowed down the playing field quite a number of players, and we're down to the final 3. On the winner's side, we have Accelerix waiting to see who will be the challenger to try and knock them from their perch. And before you right now, we have the 2 challengers looking to punch their ticket into a guaranteed top 2 position. We have nanonbandusty going up against RhymesWithMash. As always, my name is Sparky, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a solo job here in the commentary booth on this fine Grand Finals weekend. As I mentioned, it has been a very long and arduous journey for both players involved in this matchup today. And hopefully they have just a little bit more left to give in the tank. This is going to be a bit of a marathon. Definitely can't win this match in the warm-up, but you can definitely lose it. And right now, both players going through the warm-up at the moment. Normally, I would say stuff like this is above what they'd be playing, but considering this is Grand Finals, I think this is pretty much par of the course, maybe even slightly under what the players will be going through in about 3 minutes' time, barring another warm-up coming through here. But as I mentioned, both players battling through a pretty rigorous bracket. A lot of very good players trying to punch their ticket in to this Grand Finals weekend, and these 2 are the 2 that came out on top when all was said and done. So definitely deserving of their podium positions. It's just a matter of determining what color that medal is going to be. And as always, it'll be very interesting to see what the strategy for both of these players is going to be going into this match. This is, of course, for those of you unaware, a best of 13 matchup. First player to 7 points will be punching their ticket into the second half of Grand Finals weekend, a one-way journey to a match versus Accelerix tomorrow. Depending on who wins, the hourage will change, give or take about 3 hours. I think if one wins, it'll be 15 UTC. If the other wins, it'll be 18 UTC. But regardless, it'll take place, I believe, on Sunday. We'll check the schedule after this match is over and confirm the final time. And that will do it for this warm-up. Pretty interesting overall. A lot of the ratios relatively the same. Nano picking up quite a number more 50s during that run. But now we do have the second warm-up coming through here. Quite a bit of a change of pace here. Some would even say a bit of a 180 from what the players did play. And here we go, underway with the second warm-up here. Already you can tell maybe the avenue of approach that both players are going to take. Nanon going to be going for probably these more LN-oriented charts in this grand finals pool. That being said, Mash has shown a propensity to be able to put up a bit of a fight on the LNs. So I wouldn't count them out, wouldn't count them as guaranteed points. As always, there are no free points in any given tournament. You gotta be able to earn your keep when all is said and done. And Mash is probably going to want to stick with the more rice-oriented charts. They have shown quite the ability to maintain some pretty good accuracy, albeit at the cost of some consistency. That has been a bit of a thorn in their side as this tournament has gotten harder in terms of the difficulty of the rice charts, but they have been able to keep themselves ahead in comparison to their opponent. That being said, conversely, Nanon, not a slouch on the rice either, so I think both these players are going to be pretty evenly matched when all is said and done in terms of skill sets. It's really just going to come down to who has the consistency at the end of the day to earn themselves those points, and I imagine break points are going to be at a bit of a premium. Wouldn't be surprised if whoever blinks first and gives over that first break point might be on the losing end of this match, so going to be interesting to see as it develops. So we have about a quarter of this warm-up left to go, and despite all the drops on the side of Mash, they are still able to keep themselves at a pretty respectable accuracy, 97%, but trailing just a little bit behind. They might be banking on their better ratio overall to see them through some of these harder LN charts. And who knows, maybe those hybrids become a bit of a stomping ground for them if the strategy begins to evolve mid-match. Or who knows, maybe they lead with a hybrid to kind of set the tone here. But that will do it for the second warm-up here. We're going to be getting into the rolls, then the bands, and then that all-important first pick. Set the tone a little bit and see what is going to happen. Mash taking a second to restart their client, rolling a 52 for the road here. The courtesy paid to our referee. Don't need to keep us waiting for their roll as they get back in. Just waiting on Nanon to throw their roll out here. And it's going to be a 72, so Nanon wins the roll here. And Mash will be up to ban first. And it looks like Mash's ban is going to be LN2. Please tell me why. Unsurprising, I think they have kind of targeted LN2 and LN1 throughout this tournament. Bit of a coordination heavy chart, if I do recall correctly. Definitely something they can play, but definitely something they don't want to opt into playing, if at all possible. So understandable ban coming out there. Now with Nanon up to ban next. I imagine a rice chart is not long for this world. And it looks like it is going to be rice 2. My druggy first kiss going to get removed from this pool as well. So rice 2, LN2 gone from the map pool. And now we are waiting for that first pick from Nanon. Let's see what they opt to go for here. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be Dreamleaf. So LN4 going to be the first pick in this grand finals match. Unsurprising here, Nanon is probably gonna opt to stick with this lower half of the map pool and really force Mash to prove if they have the metal to take some of these breakpoints from them. But without further ado, we've got the warm-ups out of the way, we got the rolls out of the way, we got the bands out of the way, we got that first pick locked in. Players say good luck. The MP start command comes out. We are now underway, the first match of Grand Finals weekend. Very strong starts from both of these players to start things off here. Coming around relatively the same accuracy. That being said, Mash takes a little bit more damage through the introduction as both players cross that 400 combo cap. Both FCs still intact at the moment. 99.1 to 99.5. Nanon ahead in terms of accuracy to the tune of about 2,000 points, but it is a very fragile lead to start off here. They need to be able to maintain the pace because you imagine during these calmer sections, Mash is going to take the opportunity to increase their accuracy, and increase it they are. They've closed this deficit to about a 10% at the moment, clawing back some of this deficit that they have built up here. It is 3-digit lead in favor of nanonbandusty. If they aren't too careful, they might be able to let this slip, but both players hanging on as best as they can. But Nanon finds the first drop here. Another 1-2 boot, another third following up as well, and the lead goes over to the side of Mash, who eventually trades one back here. But going into the back half of the chart, they have the advantage now. It is all in favor of the blue side, despite Mash not having the accuracy advantage. They are trading these misses back and forth now, going into the last third of the chart. Mash is able to keep it that tiny bit cleaner, eventually does trade it back, and nobody wants to hold on to the combo right now. It is anybody's game going into the last quarter of the chart, and we're going to have a bit of a tug-of-war going on here. Mash eventually trading back some of these misses in spades. And Nanon misses on the transition out of that section. But once again, they're trading back and forth. These trades now only help Nanon for the moment. 11,000 points to their name with about a tiny sliver of chart left to go. They have managed to hang on through that barrage and came out the beneficiary in the end, despite some dicey moments there in the middle portion. Unless they have a major slip up here at the end, I believe they have done enough to secure this first point, but it wasn't without a bit of a fight there. And Nanon makes it 1-0. Very close overall. Nanon winning the 300 count. And that 200 count as well. And Mash going to opt to go for Rice 3. So Tinnitus going to be their first pick in this match. Alrighty, both players readying up here, ready to go into the second map of this best of 13. Started things off with a bit of LN. Now we get to see the Rice side of the pool. Those hybrids can probably be left in the back pocket for both players. A break in case of emergency button to watch out for as this match progresses. And here we go. Once again, very strong starts from both of the players as they cross over that 400 combo cap. That being said, both of them starting to spread their UR bars just a little bit here, picking up a couple of straight 200s here and there. Mash coming out ahead at the moment to the tune of about 0.5%. And climbing. And speaking of climbing, we have somebody climbing on into the here with us. I am joined in the commentary booth by none other than Staloweska Els. Emily, how are you doing tonight?
I'm sorry for being late. It's just, I can't absolutely miss this match between nanonbandusty and RhymesWithMash. So it does look like that. I believe nanonbandusty probably won that pick on a long note. I only arrived right now, so I can't really tell.
Yep, right you are. Nano winning that first LM pick and finding the first drop here on this Rice pick and give Mash a pretty hefty lead to work with. Nano doing very well to hang on for as long as they could, but they were taking quite a bit of damage to their accuracy, dropping down into that low 98% range. As we get into this break section, Mash ahead by about 25,000 points at the moment, still in that 99% mark. Plenty of cushion to work with for them going into this back half.
Yeah, I think RhymesWithMash is potentially performing much better than they were doing on practice, because like 99.4 on the grand finals is a ridiculous performance in general. Though nanonbandusty has been performing really well at the same time. It's just the gap right now between accuracies is a little bit too big, considering that it's already this late into the map.
Yeah, for sure. And once again, we're seeing a bit more of that coming to fruition. Nano doing very well to try and hang on for as long as they can, but in doing so, they're taking quite a hefty bit of damage to their accuracy. And then when they do find the drops, it just drops them down even further. And Mash finally drops that FC, a bit of a reverse choke coming out there, but they have built up quite a bit of a lead to work with that is not even going to matter at the end of the day as the players transition on into the outro here. It is about 2% the difference between both players. Mash showing that they are very comfortable on these grand finals Rice picks so far. Pretty commanding victory to answer back and make it 1-1.
Yeah, so that essentially ties it up. Both players having a single digit miss, which is good to see, but there are different worlds of accuracies here. Like, look at that ratio difference, but much more evident is that 200 count. Usually, having a triple count of a 200 and a single digit miss indicates two things, okay? Number one, either they got tired eventually as the map progressed, but I think it's more of just really the lack of ability to be able to read those patterns at such a fast pace, which is why they probably got this 200 count.
Yeah, just trying to hang on as best as they can, just kind of reacting to the notes as they come down. But I mean, to be fair, Nanon wasn't going to be choosing some of these Rice picks of their own volition, just trying to hang on as best as they can so that they can get back into the skill set they prefer. And it's going to be LN1 Cash coming through here.
Yeah, I mean, Cash. I believe this map could really go. Wait a second. What's going on? Oh, sorry. They're just discussing about what was the map that was banned.
Yeah.
All right, we're just making sure. So, I just noticed, but both of them banned map number 2 on a different skill set.
Yeah, they just hate the number 2.
Cash is quite the pick to make, in my opinion. I mean, to be fair, it's LN. Like, if you're nanonbandusty, that's the route you're absolutely going to take.
Yeah, for sure. Quite a bit longer than some of the other maps we have seen so far, just over 3 minutes here, and stylistically probably in nanonbandusty's favor. It's going to be up to Mash to kind of just hang on as best as they can. We saw a pretty dominating performance coming out from them on Rice 2. I imagine it's time for nanonbandusty to return to favor, and immediately a slider drop coming out from Mash here.
Yeah, that's not a good way to start, but luckily it is only the beginning, and so many can happen as the map progresses. Not to mention, this is a 3-minute map, and definitely the patterning here is going to be not exactly the most straightforward. As Mash continues to drop accuracy, in fact, another miss has been dropped.
Yeah, it's really just how shield heavy this map can get, just trying to force your finger to press down twice on the same column while trying to coordinate everything going around it. It's very easy to kind of just let your fingers slip if you're not too careful, and they have shown a propensity to do that on some of these coordination-based charts. And sure enough, I mean, nanonbandusty taking a little bit of damage, finding the miss as well, but it's kind of a similar story to Rice 3 from earlier, where nanonbandusty building up enough of a cushion this time around to kind of withstand some of the drops when they do come around, and Mash just trying to find a bit of a foothold in this map.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. The density section seem to be just favoring nanonbandusty a lot right now. And RhymesWithMash has been struggling on the long note side. Meanwhile, nanonbandusty is able to be hitting those, proving that nanonbandusty's LN proficiency is just on another level compared to RhymesWithMash. I am seeing a pattern here of Rice and LNs being picked here from either side. But this doesn't rule the possibility of nanonbandusty taking out a Rice pick from RhymesWithMash, and same with the other side. It's just right now there is a clear difference of skill sets here.
Yeah, for sure. This is the quintessential dichotomy of two different players going up against each other. They're just going to duke it out on their preferred skill sets and basically challenge the other to prove that they have the skill to kind of take some of these breakpoints away from them. But as we're going into the last third of the chart, the lead has grown to about 45,000 points, and nanonbandusty really it's kind of taking this map for a bit of a ride here. Sure, they have taken a little bit of damage. They have found a couple of misses, but when all is said and done, all you really need is your score to be higher than your opponent.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Not to mention, 44,000 is a pretty significant difference for a map this long. I will say though, it does look like the difference of Bandusty and Mash is like equally as big for the skill sets they're both good at. Like right now, arguably nanonbandusty's lead is just as big as when Mash had that lead on Tinnitus.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be fair, if you look at the first pick in this match, there was actually a brief moment where Mash took the lead in that map. Just unfortunate not to hang on long enough to see it through to the end, and opening the window of opportunity for nanonbandusty to take the lead back from them. So possibility does exist there for Mash to kind of get one over nanonbandusty if they aren't too careful on these LNs. But with that being said, a pretty convincing victory for nanonbandusty here, and makes it 2-1.
That miscount has been working wonders for nanonbandusty in this case. Not to mention, their turn count is also actually much better compared to Mash. So this just goes to show that, I at least from what I'm seeing right now, Mash seems to be falling off on the long notes more than Bandusty is, even though Nanon has the physical disadvantage between the two, at least based on Tinnitus. So like the dynamic here is very interesting, and whoa, this is a spicy pick with all of the numerous patterns that are going to be thrown around in Rice 7. I can't wait to see how this one goes.
Yeah, Mash showed this last weekend as well on the finals pool. Definitely not one to stray away from the techier pick in this pool, and showing quite a bit of proficiency with them, being able to pull out some pretty high accuracy in comparison to some of the remaining players. And now looking to try and restore parity here between the two of them, keep it level, and essentially drop this down to a glorified best of 7. But Mash actually finding a drop here on the intro.
Luckily, Bandusty's act fell off hard after that. I mean, you can't really blame either player, because like these patterns are very not friendly. Not to mention, you're mixing chords, technicality, streams, just a mixture of patterns really. And now Mash gets the lead once again with an amazing 99 accuracy. Bandusty's been missing on these awkward D patterns. Can't really blame them, as I've said though.
Yeah, for sure. It really seems that when we start getting into like more staircase-oriented patterns, or a lot of these more planned grace note structures, they find their drops, and Mash have actually traded back here, but they do still have about a full % in terms of an accuracy lead over nanonbandusty as we get into the second quarter of the chart, and as things start to pick up, there's some misreads coming out here from nanonbandusty, not really able to hang on through this section that comfortably, and Mash is able to recover very nicely to the tune of about 24,000 points now.
Yeah, but there is another drop from Mash. The thing is, every time Mash opens the door to take the lead, Bandusty just misses, and here's this funny spacebar part. Both players are hitting it perfectly, by the way, and oh, it looks like they both really practiced this map very well. But oh, that's another misread. Like, this map is just misread written all over it.
Yeah, for sure. It's very easy to get tripped up on some of the more complicated structures found throughout the chart. And as we make our way into the back half now, once again, Mash stretching out this advantage. Despite both of them trading back and forth here, the trades really only helping one side over the other, as
whoa,
they're both getting taken for a bit of a ride here.
The fact that Mash still held in 98 after that, and we still have an S on Bandusty, goes to show how good the player base is right now. My God, that accuracy!
Yeah, just some very high-level performances coming up from both of these two. It is a very hard map to read through. Rice 7 the last couple of weeks has been one of the harder charts in this pool, at least stylistically. All the stops get thrown out, a lot of different fundamental things get tested here.
Wow.
And as they make it through this outro, just a bunch of gray stones getting thrown at you, and it's very hard to coordinate them. If you start them off on the wrong foot, you can definitely find yourself losing a lot of accuracy. And as we get into this outro,
here we go. This part is a really funny one. Oh, we're seeing drops on both sides. And here we go. Wait, are we not seeing a 900k here? Oh, wow. Both players really having a hard time. But ultimately, Mash is going to be taking it. Miscount, 200 count wise. It's clear that this was on their side. Misreads really seem to be something that nanonbandusty is struggling. And I think this point just gave Mash the pathway in order for them to take more points, given as to how the map was structured.
yeah, I think this basically cemented in their head that they probably can just run the gamut of the rest of the Rice picks and maybe not have too much of an issue, at least having to worry about nanonbandusty being able to kind of hang on some of those picks. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops as we get deeper into this match. But now we wait for Bandusty to make their pick, and
what is
they
this?
choose that LN map.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gonna put on my thinking emoji.
Wait, are they going for Ramen is God? There's no LN7 in the pool. Okay, LN5. Okay. What?
Man's making up LN picks. He's found the secret pool. They have transcended grand finals. We're in super grand finals now, where the maps are made up and the picks don't matter.
And my goodness, it's a good pick to make. Any LN pick at this rate is a good pick to make, in my opinion. Like, this is the absolutely own choice for you to be able to take it.
Yeah, for sure. But the good thing about both players is the fact that they kind of know what they want to go for in terms of the picks, and they're not really wasting much time getting ready. We dive on into the fifth map of this best of 13. Now essentially a glorified best of 9. All things said and done. Parity once again restored between the two players, not up at 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I think the one thing I really want to see is just how consistent can these two players be while maintaining good act. Because, like, look at this right now. Both players have magnificent accuracies. In fact, it's literally almost the same. And this isn't the fastest map either, at least compared to the other picks here. So this is going to get closer and closer. Although MASH has been dropping a little bit more than Bandusty is.
Yeah, I think it's ultimately going to come down to who blinks first in the opening exchanges, and nanonbandusty actually finding the first slider break. Another couple to boot. A bit of a misread here through the structure. MASH eventually trades it back here, but the damage might already be done. At least for now. There's still plenty of map left to go, and they trade once again. MASH an extra one for the road here, going into the second third of the chart now, but they still manage to hang on to the lead for the moment.
It's only because MASH's accuracy is still close to Bandusty's, but Bandusty's starting to gain traction, gaining some lead, in fact, as this is just getting closer.
Ooh.
Oh, they both trade, but MASH's was more significant than Bandusty's. So that is going to be a huge cushion for Bandusty. I mean, yeah, it's a small lead, but absolutely what they needed as they both continue to trade. What is going on?
Those staircase runs are so nasty. It is so easy to trip up on some of those releases if you try to overplay your hand on them. But for right now, nanonbandusty doing enough to hang on in the exchanges. 4,500 points, MASH finding an extra drop on the transitions into this section. And nanonbandusty crosses that 400 combo cap, but not for long. Neither player wants to hold on to any semblance of combo going into the last quarter of the chart here, but MASH picking up a couple extra drops, not helping their case here, as nanonbandusty extends the lead to about 12,000 points. Could start shrinking though.
It is not actually. It's starting to get a little bigger.
Not over yet.
As they say that, wait a minute, that's 3 drops in a row for Bandusty, though the accuracy lead might be enough. Oh no, wait a second, MASH has been gaining this combo. Is there enough time for MASH?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, there is.
Wait, break.
Oh, what just happened?
Wait, hold on. Outro. It's an outro.
They have to hold on. Absolutely have to hold on.
Once these releases, it's 700 points.
It's not done. Wow, what a win for Bandusty. They almost lost that. They really almost lost that. But they got saved by the bell. Look at those 200 counts, miscount, and ratio. It's literally almost the same.
Oh my goodness, that was... You could put a postage stamp between both of these players and you would cover up that score difference. That is insane. If MASH had hung on into that outro, that slider break on the spacebar and column 5, if they had managed to keep the combo going there, I think they could have pulled it out.
I cannot believe that happened. In all honesty, though, I think it's probably a really good, what do you call this again? It's actually really good for Bandusty in my opinion, because if you think about it, there are lesser LMs than the Rice picks. So so MASH may have more comfort picks than Bandusty has in the long run. I cannot believe that happened. I am in shock right now. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm still trying to process what just happened.
No, absolutely. I do not blame you there at the end. That if there is a lottery where nanonbandusty lives, they should probably buy a ticket, because that was definitely playing to their luck a little bit. But now we transition back on into the Rice, back into MASH's preferred skill set, and it is going to be Rice 1, so our basically quintessential has transitioned to a bit of a delay stream speed pick, but MASH actually picking up the first drop here and actually not holding on to the accuracy advantage like we have seen them before. So nanonbandusty actually taking the lead here through this first quarter of the chart.
To be fair though, MASH has a better score on Eternal Grain than Bandusty right now. So I think that's why MASH was going for this pick in the first place. Though those two maps could be different worlds of speed picks. However, this is not ruling out the possibility that Bandusty drops a little bit. So you are right in saying that accuracy seem to be favoring on Bandusty. Like, you know, delay patterns seem to be favorable for Bandusty right now. It just means that misreads might really be more specific. Like, the specific kind of misread that MASH has to look for, it's probably not this one.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely gonna need to be able to keep it clean here in the end. They had a better second half of that last chart than Bandusty, and sure enough, Bandusty finds the drop here in response. Finally, another couple to boot as well. Gonna shrink the score gap as MASH manages to hang on here and take the lead by virtue of being above that 400 combo cap. Gonna have some free time to build up this lead, but they aren't able to hang on to the combo here. And now it's going to be Bandusty's turn to try and make some inroads in this lead now. We're seeing basically these two going back and forth on these picks. We're having heart-in-mouth moments as we make our way into the last eighth of the chart now. It is 2,000 points in favor of MASH. They need to hang on if they want to try and take this point. This is the most dangerous MASH has been on the Rice picks.
This is bad. They're both dropping accuracies. Who's going to be first to drop? No one. Hey, they're both keeping that consistency. Oh my goodness. I just noticed this. I just noticed this right now. The first 4 picks were convincing wins, all right? But as these 2 picks have been, these were the best chances for both Bandusty and MASH to take the lead from them even further. But due to the end circumstances, both players were able to secure their own points still. So, my goodness, this match could have been a different story, but they really want to seal the deal that they're going to take this pick. That's a really big statement both players are making right now.
Yeah, for sure. They're not going to make it easy for each other. Now that we're in the middle point of the match now, some close calls for both of them to consider as we go further and further. I imagine the onus is going to fall on Nana and Bandusty to kind of hold their own here. As you mentioned before, they got into LN5. Doesn't always favor the LN player in these map pools, have less picks to go into. And they're going to opt to run the gamut here. LN3 is going to be the pick.
I mean, what else? What other choice do you have, really?
Right.
Like think of it this way. What other choice do you really have?
Exactly. So, if LN5 was a precursor of what is to come on this final LN pick, I think we are in for a bit of a show here.
I can't wait to see how this one goes. Like, this could be close. This could be far in difference. I have no clue. And here we go. So since this is an element density pick, I'm expecting this to be actually more straight. Like, in case of the pattern, this could be more straightforward, and I think the players could be able to act as much better. In fact, I expect MASH to have slightly better act than Bandusty, and that's the case right now. Never mind. I mean, never mind, because that was okay.
That one was signed, sealed, and delivered.
But right now, MASH, stop! I have to stop. All right. Every time I mention MASH's name, something happens. But Bandusty finding a drop here. These element density sections, I actually don't know who's favoring right now. Because every time Bandusty and MASH just find a way to go through, they're just starting to drop like that.
I think the onus or the advantage actually goes over to MASH on these LN density patterns. Once you get at a high enough speed, you can kind of get away with some of those 1/4 releases. It's really just keeping these more coordination heavy parts in check, and right now they do have about 0.4% of an advantage in terms of their accuracy. That being said, they're consistently coming back to bite them. As I said at the start of this match, they have had some issues maintaining combo during crucial sections. Banana Bandusty is starting to trade back as nobody wants to hold on to the combo right now during the section.
Whoa. Wait a minute, both Bandusty and MASH. Wait a second. Bandusty regains that accolade after a long while. MASH fighting 3 consecutive drops. This is going to give another traction to Bandusty when I really thought MASH is going to keep that up. But those patterns have been really favoring Bandusty. Just being clutch. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. That's exactly what Bandusty's doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. Last 8th of the chart still left to go. I think the worst sections are behind them now. Sure, a couple more drops here for the road, but they have built up enough of a cushion, being able to keep it steady for just a tiny bit longer. The score lead's shrinking. Oh, goodness.
Ooh, no,
okay.
Those drops from MASH sealed the deal. The Bandusty is going to take this. And look at this trend. A while a while ago, we were seeing the Bandusty had the worst 200 count. And right now, MASH has the worst 200 count. And as you said, those ratios are extremely similar again. And look at the chat right now. Quote unquote, truly a hidden hybrid. With that in mind, maybe Bandusty can see which hybrids to pick. Because, like, if that's the case, if it looks like MASH isn't confident with the hybrids, then you absolutely got to go for that, right?
I mean, they don't have a choice in this matter. There's no more LNs left to go for. And MASH gonna go for Rice 4 here.
It is absolutely. I think is this the core jack pick? I forgot actually. Oh wait, I think it's not the core jack. It's gotta be. Okay, it's Rice. It's Rice. That's all I know. Okay,
it's Rice. To be fair, if you put one wrong pattern in there, people just call it whatever they want. If you put an LN, they're just calling it a hybrid. So who knows at this point? But we are going to get into this 8th map of this best of 13. Both these players basically in a deadlock at the moment. As we continue on into this match, we've had some close calls and some pretty convincing victories so far on both sides. And nanonbandusty going to find the first drop into the transition. And
yeah, I mean,
takes an early
you know what? You know what? This does look like the core jack pick. And like, speaking of core jacks, I was gonna say MASH is generally really good at that balance, but that one miss probably contradicts what I just said.
Yeah, especially like because of the fact that they basically threw their accuracy lead out the window with it. And I was about to say nanonbandusty taking advantage, but that drop really going to put a damper on their score, but still managing to keep themselves. I'm just not going to say anything anymore.
Yeah, see, the thing about these patterns is they're very awkward and also requires you to be able to play, like to be able to press different keys at the same time. It's not like something you can cheese, like, you know, three notes at the same consecutive manner. This one, it's not like that. You really have to make sure you can dissect these chords very quickly.
Yeah, and both are showing basically equal levels of discomfort on some of these sections. nanonbandusty being the faring a little bit worse for wear in the exchanges at the moment. But MASH does eventually find some of these trades back, but with a quarter of the map left to go, about 45,000 points to their name. You're singing her story of building up enough of a cushion to kind of ride out, tank some of the drops that come through at the end, but not over just yet. But Nano, that one might seal the deal there. They were trying to make this comeback, but that drop is gonna put a little bit of a damper on that for now. The outro coming through here, and these next couple of drops, and MASH is gonna be able to secure it and make it 4-4 now.
Now we're back to the status quo of big leads. What are these accuracies? It's literally it's literally almost the same. Look at that. Yeah. Both of them got single-digit grades.
Yeah, it's usually the miss column that determines those kinds of picks. You can have a very clean run, but just suddenly find yourself with like 20 misses.
It's actually really cool as to how close this match could be. But in general, I just really want to see how these two players will perform in the hybrids. They're going for they're going for NeuroCloud9!
Alrighty, so venturing into the hybrids, albeit by force at this point. There's no more LN maps left to go through, but this one might be the best start to the hybrids.
And here we go. So they're really going for NeuroCloud9. I don't know how this one goes, but considering how much MASH missed on those gimmicky LNs in LN3, this could actually favor Bandusty, which is why I like this pick.
Oh god, these backgrounds have been something else these last couple of picks.
And here we go. Like, look at this. Starting off with the accuracy lead on Bandusty already. This has got to be... This is bad news for MASH, actually. Because, like, if at the very start, Bandusty already has traction. Not to mention, it does look like MASH actually missed at the start.
Yeah, those opening patterns can definitely catch you off guard if you're not too careful. But the good thing is with missing that early is that you don't really bleed too many points over to your opponent because they don't really have much of a chance to spend too much time above that points of combo cap. But as we continue on here, I think we're gonna see a bit of a trend begin to develop as MASH finds the drop in the build-up, not even into the main drop just yet. And this is really where that dichotomy is going to come through here. The LN section is going to probably favor Bandusty. MASH going to try and hang on as best as they can and try and hold their punches on the right section. But for right now, Bandusty actually having a bit of a hard time getting through it.
It looks like MASH is actually able to take over now. But wait a minute. That's a big trade from MASH. Wow. Like, when MASH took the lead from Bandusty, it just traded back. Okay, this is the part that I think Bandusty should theoretically have the advantage on, given that these patterns are similar to what LN3 had. And yeah, as I was saying, this is what I was saying. Anchor. Very good performance from Bandusty to be able to hold on. But this map is not over yet. There's still a lot more in the tank. Can both players find some traction? Bandusty holding on to the lead. This is exactly what they need right now. Time is running out. MASH missing! That's a big one! Bandusty increasing that lead on the more awkward LNs.
Trading back and forth once again, going into the last 8th of the chart now. It's still 11,000 points in favor of Nana and Bandusty. Back and evaporate in an instant. We have seen some wild trades between the two of them, and they're trading once again.
Those two are big trades, but MASH finds the consistency. And never mind, Bandusty takes the lead, and this is the final part. Oh my goodness! So it looks like Bandusty takes this point after all. What a good pick from Bandusty, and here we have the final lands. Both players hit it. Once again, no 900Ks here. Look at the ratio difference. Once again, the ratio and 200 count even was so similar. My goodness, 5-4 right now. Do you have any idea how crazy that is? And it's grand finals. The mere fact that this match is so close this late, it makes me so happy. I am so excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, there's only a couple picks left to go. And, I mean, these two have been nigh inseparable, coming down to 700 points between them at one point. But for right now, it's up to MASH to maintain the parity here. No breakpoints given either way as they restart the client once again. Just wanted to make sure that everything's in order. There's a very important pick coming up for them. They have 2 more rice charts left to choose from. Do you go Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, or do you go for Area Idea?
I think it's Merry Christmas, Mr. I mean, either way, you know, you have 2 rice picks, right?
Yeah.
Either way. Okay, you know what? I gotta get myself a little bit of water. I'll be back, alright?
Alrighty, sounds good. We wait to see what the pick is going to be. And it's going to be Rice 5, so Emily is correct. It is going to be Miss Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, coming out here. And once again, the players wasting no time getting ready here. They know what's on the line. It is a 1v1 with the winner's grand finalist Accelerix for a shot at the MALT title.
So, as they come back, looks like they're going for... What start from both of these players, by the way?
Yeah, very interesting misses from both of them. I mean, it's understandable. It was a very awkward introduction. They're trading actually back and forth. You would imagine that one of them would be able to hang on, but nobody really wants to hang on to build some combo here. It's free real estate. Nobody wants to take it, but MASH able to kind of right the ship a little bit as Bandusty finds another miss here.
Yeah, it's actually still really close. Not to mention the pattern in here seems to be like something that Dusty can still take an advantage on. Though Mash has succeeded in increasing their accuracy difference, doing really well right now as both of them finally stabilize. Never
Oh.
mind. Never
Yeah.
mind.
It's the spikes in some of these maps get so aggressive that we kind of take for granted the player's ability to hang on. They are human after all. They are prone to misses, and right now, Mash taking full advantage of that, not trading back some of the misses nanonbandusty found going into the second half of the first half of the chart, and now with about a
Oh,
minute 10 left to go. Mash finding a pretty significant drop as we get into this bit of a chord stream section. Relatively slow overall, but just the amount of chords that you have to read through, it's very easy to find yourself slipping up. And both of them making it through relatively unscathed, nanonbandusty, and both of them actually taking some misses for the road as we get into this bit of a bridge section. Last third of the chart left to go, about 1% separating both the players. Mash riding this 38,000 point lead. Gonna start shrinking now as they find another drop here, though.
yeah, it's getting a little bit further. I mean, the difference at least. But right now we're on a break section and anything can happen here. But I think the cushion that Mash has built for themselves has been pretty big already. And more of those anchors, both players struggled in that section. Once
Yes.
again, the status quo of Mash beating Dusty by a huge margin of the Rise is back. And that's another drop. Oh my god, both players dropped, and there we go. One pick remaining for both of these players. What a position we are in. I bet the viewers of this are really in a big meal right now. And I'm just gonna say this. If I was Dusty, I would take a timeout.
I mean, timeouts are a thing.
They need to
Seldomly
take a timeout.
used.
They need to
And
take a timeout. They need to take a timeout right now.
yeah, they're gonna take it. They're gonna take the opportunity to see. I mean, this is a very important decision. With the hybrids, you run the risk of kind of extending a bit of an olive branch to your opponent in terms of like, hey, this has just enough of what you're used to be able to hang on versus me, and you don't want to take that risk. It's a 50-50 shot of rolling a map that you have an advantage in, and with only one pick remaining, you want to make sure that 50-50 counts.
I'm shaking right now. I'm not even playing in this match, and I'm shaking a lot.
We have no stakes in this. We're just here to deliver the action as best as we can, but I mean, the nerves. You've been in situations like this before, I imagine.
Always been. Reminds me of a certain grand finals match I was in. It was it was almost exactly like this. This just reminds me of another matches in MWC. Like they get this pressured, and I can tell how nervous these two players are.
For sure, you're so close to guaranteeing yourself at least the second step on the podium, and you don't want to throw it away now. They're doing very well to make it this far, securing themselves at worst a bronze medal finish. But when you have the opportunity and you feel like you're good enough to make it, you definitely don't want to throw it away now. And it's going to be hybrid too. So Ramen is God coming out here for nanonbandusty's final pick in this match.
I think that's the pick you absolutely gotta make, especially if it has more LN patterns here. I don't know actually. I don't know, but if this is the more LN-oriented hybrid, then I would absolutely take that.
For sure. I mean, I did say earlier in this match after LN5 that nanonbandusty needs to buy themselves a lottery ticket because they have ridden their luck on occasion sometimes. I mean, sure, Mash got away with a couple picks as well, but this is, like I said, a 50-50. Which hybrid do you go into to try and avoid giving away a break point? This is the most important pick for them. This could determine the future of this match. Let's see how they do.
Oh, wait, that's a knack drop at the start for MASH here. Only 7.5, meaning the accuracy is going to be actually hard to maintain. Oh, both of them trade. Oh, that's a big drop from MASH. I think that was a huge misread on their part. Luckily, it was still the intro, yeah, but this gives Bandusty some cushion, but not to mention MASH has already increased at accuracy again. Oh my god, I am so nervous right now.
And Bandusty finding their slider break here. As you were saying, MASH found a bit of difficulty through that intro, but Bandusty didn't make it through relatively unscathed either. They're both in that 97% mark, and Bandusty finding another couple of drops here as the island density begins to pick up. They're trading back and forth once again. Who is going to come out on top in this exchange? They're both down into that 96% range. I feel like fatigue might be setting in. The mysteries are coming through very fast from both of them. Neither of them able to establish a bit of a foothold here as we make our way through into the second third of the chart. MASH able to pull ahead to a tune of about 0.5%, 13,000 points, but we have seen like leads like this evaporate in instances. All it takes is one bad section to have things swing over to the other side.
Only 13,000 points. This is not the most impossible lead to come back in. Oh, that's a trade for both though. So that trade will that trade actually benefits MASH a lot more. And these L sections, you'd think it would favor Bandusty. Wait, it actually does, because the lead is going to shrink a little bit after that section.
Yeah, Bandusty's going to have some free time above that 400 combo cap to be able to chip away at this lead just a little bit here. They just don't have the accuracy to be able to make huge strides. And they find the slider break. The ball is going to roll back down the hill, but MASH finds a trade. Another one to boot. And another one.
Those are 3 big drops. The lead that MASH had a while ago was significant, but Bandusty is slowly creeping their way onto this pick. Are we going to be seeing the chance that Bandusty absolutely needs?
There's a quarter of the chart left to go.
There's still some L sections left. Here we go, another L section. Bandusty, MASH. Man, oh, that's a bigger trade of favor for MASH. Oh, that's gonna go to MASH significantly. Oh my, that was so sad. That was so sad, and that should do it. The first break point, I think, should be going.
There's still the outro here. Anything can change. It's 21,000 points, but like I said, we have seen wilder swings before, but I think MASH has done just enough. That speed section in the middle, too much for nanonbandusty to handle at the end of the day, and MASH picks up that crucial first break point in this match to make it 5-6 with one rice chart remaining.
Oh my goodness, yep. It's either one rice or one hybrid. What do you go with? I mean,
there is no world.
Arguably, the hybrid could still work for MASH, right? Arguably.
I will literally eat my USB if MASH chooses hybrid 1.
All right, you need to upload the video if that happens. Okay, hybrid 1, hybrid 1, hybrid 1. Just joking.
I mean, to be fair, I've been known to say things that the players just end up not doing, but yeah, there was no world in which MASH wouldn't choose the last rice chart in this pool. It is gonna be rice 6 coming through here, and I said it at the start of the broadcast. This match felt like it was going to come down to who blinks first, who gives away that crucial first breakpoint. And it was nanonbandusty to give away that breakpoint. It is all to play for here for them. Tournament life on the line. You either force that tiebreaker to come out, or you're out of this tournament.
I have an idea how this one's gonna go.
Tell me.
And I really do. Could you look at the beat that name for a second? But yeah, okay. I do have an idea how this one goes. So, I just wanted to say this. This pick is not safe by any means.
There are no free points in this tournament. You gotta earn each and every one, and the final one is always the hardest.
Yep, so, as I've said, I have an idea how this one goes. And this one sends them to the area of the grand finals. But, did they just trade on the same? My goodness. Oh, that's
one.
And now they're both on the same accuracy pace.
Oh
both
my
of them trades. Actually, I think Mash gets the lead a little bit because of their accuracy advantage. The combo is exactly the same because they both drop on the same part. This part seems to be one of the easier Rice picks, actually. So this is why Bandusty is still able to keep up to some degree. But Mash has to keep this up. That's a door of opportunity for Mash. They cannot absolutely make mistakes now.
Yeah, they get back up over that 400 combo cap. There's an opportunity for them to start pulling away in terms of the lead. And Bandusty finding another drop for the road. They were handshaking during that first section on those misses, but Mash not returning the favor on those last two drops from Bandusty, and they are able to ride that to the tune of about 14,000 points. As I said, they are not out of the woods just yet. We have seen leads like this evaporate in an instant. It just takes one bad section and your opponent being able to capitalize on it. But that being said, Bandusty not able to keep themselves below that 400 combo cap. Crucial for Mash to be able to stay ahead at the moment as they find the drop in response here. But as we're going into the last quarter of the chart, they're going to once again start handshaking some of these misses. The trades only help Mash in this regard. Bandusty not able to hang on. Some of these notes a little bit too hard to read. The structure is getting a little bit too much for them to handle. And Mash is going to be able to extend this lead to about 68,000 points. And Emily, I don't know what to say. I think this might be in the realm of insurmountable at this point. It's going to take a miracle, a Hail Mary. That's the first drop from Mash. Not answered back here, but Bandusty finds the trade. It's already answered back.
Unfortunately, that's do it. And we welcome you to the grand final match up. It's going to be RhymesWithMash and Accelerix. Bandusty is going to be securing their bronze medal finish, which is a very impressive performance. They've done a really good job coming up this far, but ultimately Mash is going to be up there against Accelerix. I don't know how that match is going to go.
It is a rematch of all ages. That is going to be an electrifying matchup. Mash securing themselves a top 2 finish in MALT. As you were saying, nanonbandusty secures themselves the bronze, doing very well to make it this far against a very stacked bracket. But ultimately, their run comes to an end. And with that being said, the final match is set. As you said, it is going to be Accelerix going up against RhymesWithMash. That match will be taking place on Sunday, October 15th at 18 UTC.
Just wanted to say what a great performance it was from both players. I'm so happy that it was this close, and I'm very confident that the one between Accelerix and RhymesWithMash is going to be this close as well. Like, my goodness. Let's see if any bracket reset is going to happen. But either way, both insane players. Like all three of the podium finishers are amazing players. RhymesWithMash and Accelerix. I just don't know how that match is gonna go. Like, both players are very capable at anything.
Yeah,
but for the meantime, you have a very long wait. But I assure you, it's going to be 100% worth it.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we thank you once again for joining us. A very electrifying start to this grand finals weekend. One match down, one more to go. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.